The political and social science collections of the EUI Library reflect the enduring themes of the Department of Political and Social Sciences, always known as SPS, and have been amassed by over 40 years of consistent acquisitions across diverse document types and media. The Department in Political and Social Sciences specialises in comparative politics, sociology, political and social theory, and international relations. Research and supervision at the SPS department focus on major contemporary challenges to the European Union and its member states, such as long-term trends in socio-economic inequality, the rise in populism, the migration crisis, welfare state transformation, tax reforms, debates on solidarity and identity, religious conflicts, and international security. The core thematic areas and research topics of the department are inequality and social demography, analytical sociology, the welfare state and political economy, political and social theory, comparative politics and political behaviour, international relations and international security, the political theory of development. By its nature, a library needs to create collections relevant to, but more general than a specific set of research themes. The profile of the collections of the EUI Library can be divided into 5 main groups. Comparative politics, understood both in the classical sense of the institutional analysis of government, but also as the behavioural and quantitative analysis of political systems and processes. Then, political sociology and political economy, involving the comparative macro-analysis of socio-economic and socio-political structures, with particular attention paid to problems of the welfare state and of the nation state. We also have international relations and international political economy, where the emphasis is both on military alliances and security studies and interstate and interregional politico-economic relations. Another major theme is the politics of European integration and processes of Europeanization, including the institutions, processes, and policies of the European Union, its relations with the member states and the rest of the world. Political and social theory concentrates on both the analysis of concepts and methods, contemporary European social theory, and the history of political thought. Within these themes and subject areas, the library acquires systematically across a broad range of document and information types, including monographs, periodicals, working papers, and European documentation. Not to be forgotten is the important data portal, for which you will find a separate video. We also provide access to tens of thousands of national and international newspapers through Press Reader and Factiva. The various media of the collections include paper, microform, DVDs, and of course increasingly online resources. The geographical focus is predominantly Europe and other advanced industrial societies. More recently, Europe's relations with the rest of the world and issues related to global governance have become major research themes of the EUI, and it is expected that the library collections of these will expand significantly. The language of monograph holdings tends to be that of the original, though there are many exceptions to this pattern, especially in the number of English translations acquired. For particularly important books and courseworks, multiple copies and editions in more than one language will often be found. In the area of comparative politics, library holdings and current acquisition policy reflect nearly all the themes and subjects normally falling within this broad area. 3 distinct fields can be discerned. Firstly, governmental institutions and processes, i.e. constitutions, executives, legislatures, bureaucracies, and so forth. Secondly, non-governmental politics, such as elections, political parties, interest groups, mass movements, public opinion. And thirdly, policies and policy making, including the policy process and the various policy areas such as welfare, unemployment, immigration, and the environment. Within sociology and political economy, library holdings are focused on the following topics: comparative socio-economic structures of advanced industrial societies, including welfare states, labour markets, industrial relations, income distribution, taxation, and public expenditure. Secondly, the social bases of political behaviour, including social stratification, mobility, social movements, demographic developments, ethnic and cultural minorities. Finally, the processes of modernization, including industrialization, urbanization, the emergence of mass politics, democratic transitions in post-communist societies. Within the broad area of international relations, there is a focus, firstly, on the theory of international relations, in which we have substantial collections. Secondly, the foreign policies of EU member states, whether towards the EU itself or vis-à-vis each other. And finally, the development of an EU common foreign policy and the development of EU's relations with the rest of the world. The collections representing European integration and dynamics of Europeanization are comprehensive collections in all languages, media, and document types from the legal, historical, economic, and social points of view. Excellent support exists in the form of bibliographies, official documentation, reference works, and databases. Looking at our political and social theory collections, we have holdings in contemporary political philosophy, social theory, and the history of political ideas. Contemporary political theory concentrates on the revival of analytical political theory since the publication of Rawls's Justice as Fairness in 1959. Important themes include justice, liberty, equality, rights and duties, tolerance, citizenship, self-determination. A wide variety of ideological approaches is covered: liberal, conservative, Marxist, communitarian, along with the authors who represent them. Contemporary social theory includes extensive coverage of European and American authors concerned with general social theory and the methodological foundations of the social sciences. For example, Habermas, Luhmann, Parsons, Alexander, Bourdieu, Ricoeur, Foucault, and so forth, as well as good coverage of the authors forming the classical background to this approach: Marx, Weber, Durkheim, Simmel, Pareto, Mill, and so forth. The history of ideas is represented by the collected works of the most important Western thinkers and philosophers, along with a selective range of the standard secondary literature and translations. The emphasis is mostly on post-17th century thinkers, though the Loeb Classical Library is also stocked. We hope you will enjoy your years of research in the rich collections of the EUI Library, and we look forward to giving you whatever support we can.